Happy Wednesday. So today, my son and I made lasagna. It occurred to me today that though one of my acts of kindness or one of my expressions of love, I forgot the exact word or the exact phrase, is an act of service. And it occurred to me today that I've never really taught him how to cook because I love to cook for my children. So today I pulled him into the kitchen with me because I feel like one way of showing someone that you love them or you care about them is teaching them how to do for themselves as well. So, I didn't just throw him to the wolves, but I brought him into the kitchen today so he can learn how to make a very basic lasagna. So he will be able to care for himself in the future as far as preparing a hot meal and not always having to rely on someone to cook for him or eat out. So I know there are many variations and ways to make lasagna, but like I said, this is a very basic recipe for a novice 18-year-old. And we use ground turkey. You can use ground beef or any kind of ground meat you want. We used pasta sauce from a jar. Use what you want. I kept it very simple for him. My goal with cooking with him today was teaching him the very basic, making sure that his meat was thoroughly cooked, teaching him how to layer seasonings without over seasoning his food. Like I say, very generic, very basic. You will see for this particular recipe, we did not add any ricotta or any of that. We just wanted to make it hearty so it could be filling and flavorful and focus on the doneness. What you see me doing right there is I showed him how to add a little bit of garlic. And I know there's much debate over adding sugar to tomato sauces or not, but we put less than a teaspoon in there only to cut some of the acid. And the other thing is showing him how to use a nonstick skillet right there, tasted it just to make sure the seasoning is right. And we were boiling the lasagna noodles. Taught him how to add the water and a little bit of salt to get it to a rolling boil. And for pasta dishes that I know are going into the oven, the way in which I have taught my children, the other children, and the way I'm teaching him is not to allow the pasta to get completely done, but a little al dente, because it's going in the oven and it's going to cook more. Here he is shredding cheese. We had already did the first layer, a little bit of sauce on the bottom, a layer of noodles, and I had put a little bit of the meat. And so what you see him doing right there is adding cheese. And this was the second layer, I believe. I'm not sure. I think it was the second layer might just be a different perspective of the first layer. And you see that he has gloves on because one of the things that my grandmother taught me, in which I passed on to my children, is being a clean cook. Because a lot of times people don't wash their hands well, get under their nail beds and all of that kind of stuff. Actually, this was the second layer. I used a pan that was a little bit too big. I should have used the smaller pan for the amount of sauce and stuff we had, but it's okay. He got the premise of it and it worked out well. That's how come you don't see a lot of sauce there, but he watched everything I did. He shredded the cheese, and there I was adding just a little bit of pasta water. So we'll have just a little bit of sauce when it went in the oven, because again, I chose the wrong size pan for the amount of pasta sauce and noodles that we had. And what we did is put foil over it for about 15 minutes kept it in the oven, took it back out for about another 15 minutes with no foil. And that was it. If you made it to this point, thank you so much for watching. If you've been here before, thank you. If this is your first time, thank you.